Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about Experience by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Now, before I go into the summary and analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. All right, Experience by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Very interesting work here. This work is touching upon an idea of, we exist. We live in a world where um, we're not fully seeing reality for what it is. Again, this is a very complex work. So there's a lot of ideas, very complex ideas that's presented here. Life is not organized. It's not a linear plot out life. Some people try to plan their lives from birth to death. The traditional idea of like you're born, your parents send you to school, you work hard, go to high school, go to college, you get a bachelor's, get a master's, uh, then, by mid 20s, late 20s, you get a high paying job, then marriage, then kids, the house, the cars, trips, vacations, then a smooth and comfortable retirement, and then death. I think that's like the ultimate plan that a lot of Americans, a lot of first world countries, if you live in those countries, you kind of plan out a life that's smooth. You know, you grow up, education, college, what I just said. Um, and you kind of built a pattern of habits. Um, you face a lot of things that are um, predetermined or plot out. Some people have their entire lives planned out, their entire existence planned out, and even grief and things like that. We have an idea of what we want it to be. If especially if you've ever met people that have planned every single little detail of their lives out, their marriage, their kids, they have a certain way that they want their kids to be, their spouse to be, and life doesn't, agree to that. There's no guarantee of that life will um, end up the way you want it to. At any point in time, you can pass away. There's several, it's not everybody that gets to go peacefully into that good night. Um, some people, it's a shock that they disappear from the face of the earth. Um, you know, Ralph Waldo Emerson here. I mean, he even talks about how his son died, and the depth and um, emotional experience that he thought that he would receive from the whole experience wasn't there's a part of it that just it felt like he didn't experience it fully, so that takes a lot within it. So life is fragmented. Life is it's like from one thing to the other. I mean, some people, you might have that linear life where everything gets accomplished, but other people, it might just be from here to there to over here to over there. I mean, by the end, maybe you might have the family, the kids, the career, and all that kind of stuff. Some people might accomplish in their 20s, some people in their 30s, some people in their 60s. It's different for everybody. But life is definitely long, and not everybody accomplishes everything at the appointed time. But society has these deadlines that we often have to follow. And some people get stressed out when they don't meet certain goals by certain deadlines. So this experience here, it brings up a lot of ideas um, about how sometimes there's a part of this disillusionment. What you expected things to be, that's not what they are. It kind of feels like sometimes life is confusing. It's all just a blur. You're just moving from one thing to the. It's like you're a creature that's acting out of habit, and you set up these patterns, and sometimes it just seems unreal, or that maybe you're not touching reality, and we're all like looking at the world through these lenses. And a lot of people, because of their attitudes and their characters, you've kind of set up this framework for yourself in a way to view the world, and sometimes, you don't truly see reality for what it is. So, what Ralph Waldo Emerson is saying here is that, well, we have to be honest with ourselves, rely on our intuitions, the inner self, be honest with ourselves, be truthful with ourselves, and try to understand who we are deeply, because that will allow us to experience life for what it is, to live present, to be present, and to be in the moment. Because sometimes you're so focused on the future that you forget about the present and life just passes you by. Because sometimes people are so obsessed with their goals and what they want to be and how they want society to view them, they start to exist within their heads. This is what I want, this is what I want to achieve by this age, by that age. And you forget to live and remember that life is not organized and commanded by you. Life is it's a series of variables that we cannot control. And that's the thing that really, because everybody always has these opinions and these ideas on what we should do to make things right, but life is a series of variables that you cannot control. You can't control the weather, you can't control reality, you can't control the markets, you can't control the economy. So many things have to be put in place for certain things to work out the way that they work out, and no one can control the world. So, I mean, the work here is not telling you to just go off in the world and do whatever you want, but it's a call to be present. It's a call to be truthful and honest with yourself, and to look at reality for what it is, instead of conjuring up and creating this type of reality within your mind that only exists within your mind. Because it's kind of like a self torment when you only exist in your mind and you want the world to be how you want it to be. It gets pretty dark, because the thing is, you're always going to end up in a state of disillusionment, because, well, the world is not governed by you. In terms of deeper meaning and analysis, this is a very interesting work, because, I think everybody dreams. I think humans, that's the thing with humans, is that we love to dream. We love to picture how things, people picture how their marriages are going to be. People picture how their kids are going to be. But your kids are individual human beings. Your marriage is a work in progress. You don't know how people are going to be 20, 30 years from now. You don't know how your kids are going to end up. Um, and trying to control those variables, it's almost impossible, because everybody is their own individual. And when you try to create things within your mind and trying to bring them into reality, sometimes that doesn't work. So we have to make a difference between what's real and what's imaginary. And sometimes when you're too busy focusing in what's in your head rather than in what's truth, you do get lost. So, um, I would say a modern explanation of this is go and touch some grass. Sometimes our expectations, what we want the world to be, our future forward looking planning, um, even determining how our emotions should behave, that's not up to us to decide. And being truthful and honest, and um, adhering to your intuitions and to your moral compass, it's more transformative, it's more transcendent than relying on things that will lead you to disillusionment. That's all I had to say about this work. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.